Well, I guess this is normal. I am in a zoo after all, so it totally makes sense that there is an albino peafowl just wandering through my maple woods. What are you doing here? Oh my gosh. Hello everyone and welcome back to Zoodesia Zoo, where apparently we have free-range peafowl, which ironically enough, I was just thinking about adding in. And apparently that's because we have this albino peafowl wandering my maple forest. So that's definitely a way to start the day. What are you doing here, buddy? What are you doing here? Are you from the peafowl gardens? Did you somehow get over here from the peafowl gardens, or are you just like some sort of mysterious free-range friend who is just hanging out around here, huh? I have no idea what this peafowl is doing here, but that's so hilarious. I was quite literally just thinking today, you guys, about and he just laid a block of gold. Well, you know what? You shouldn't look a gift peafowl in the beak, if you ask me, because that's pretty nifty. I'm sure I could use that gold for lots of things in the future. But I was literally just thinking about the Detroit Zoo today, where they have a bunch of beautiful peafowl roaming wild. I think I still have some vlog footage I can show you guys from going there a few months ago. And I was thinking how cool it was to just watch them walk around. And Chips and I were actually joking today about if we would have peafowl in our home, like have a peafowl in the yard, and how cool it would be to have a male peafowl who could just strut around and show his feathers off. And then I come back to Zoodesia. Lily, Ash, you two are suspiciously running away from me, so I wonder if you can explain this, perhaps. But I come back to Zoodesia, and then we have an actual peafowl. First thing I see, staring me in the face. So I don't know what he's doing here. I don't think he will wander too far away. I have no idea what's going to happen if he wanders into my deer exhibit. Is that just, don't wander into the red wolf exhibit. That's all I ask of you, my feathered friend. But that makes me kind of curious to see, like, are the peafowl escaping from the peafowl garden? Do I need to run over there and figure out if they are somehow... We have a peafowl garden right over there where you can see the mushrooms in the beautiful jungle leaves over there. But there's a peafowl garden for sure. But this is a long way to go just to be a little curious peafowl. Is he just like an adventurous type? Is he like Fluffy Mittens, the rabbit, just constantly wandering around and trying to find something new in the world? Oh dear, now I'm worried about him falling down the big giant hole over here too, so maybe I should put a fence around that. Anyway, like I said, hello everyone and welcome back to Zoodesia Zoo. I did not plan to have my day start with wandering peafowl, but I have to admit it definitely adds a little bit of charm and ambiance to the temperate forest area, though this is not where you would really have, you know, peafowl roaming around, but we could probably have other kinds of birds roaming around, maybe turkeys. Do turkeys roam? Do they just kind of wander around? Would it be more interesting? It would be more interesting to have an gold ingot-laying albino peafowl wandering a zoo than it would be to have a turkey. Look at him! He's a noble creature! I kind of want to leave him here and just see what he does, which means I probably need to protect him from falling into the ash. Probably need to protect everybody from falling into that hole. But yeah, I did not plan on spending my day cooing over this awesome peafowl, but that's just really cool. He's a prince of peafowl, laying some beautiful gold ingots and showing up where I least expect him. But yes, everyone, so peafowls aside, we are currently working on expanding our maple forest. And today, I actually planned on having your guys help with that because the maple forest is expanding and delivering its delicious maple syrup to us for a very specific reason. It's doing it because I need more maple pancakes, maple syrup covered pancakes and waffles, and I'm actually super hungry right now. So Mr. Peafowl, do please stay where you are, and we'll deal with him in a minute. I guess I have a wandering moth over here, so maybe having a wandering peafowl is okay too. But let's wiggle over to the maple syrup shack, my friends, where there is quite a bit of maple to be had. And I'm gonna sit down for a moment. And we are going to take out more waffles. I actually have some fresh maple syrup as well. So I'm going to take my freshly gathered maple syrup and I'm going to take my fresh waffles. Well, to be honest, they're kind of stale by now. And grab some maple syrup waffles to eat and enjoy, while I let you guys know how you too could help here in Zoodesia Zoo. Ash, you cannot have my maple syrup waffle. Get down, boy. Well, you guys, the time has finally come. There we go. The time has finally come. I need your help to deliver me delicious waffles and pancakes. So if you can't tell, we're beginning to run a little bit low on our stock in the maple syrup shack, and I am so busy. I just don't know when I'll have time to be able to host another zoo kitchen and fill up the entire syrup shack full of fresh waffles and pancakes. So I think the time is finally here where I need to have you guys become NPCs in the zoo and possibly take on the role of our master maple chef. So this is how it's going to work. We have added your guys NPCs in the past, but it has been a long while. We add in NPCs all the time from our Patreons. They get a monthly NPC at certain tiers. We add in their trees all the time, but what does it mean for the majority of our ZooCrafters to become an NPC? Well, thankfully, it's really simple. It's just like adding in your original warrior cat characters in our Behind the Paws episodes. All you guys need to do is leave your name and a little description, and then I will use a random generator to be able to pick from amongst your comments and select our new Master Maple Chef. And I know that means that the chances are going to be kind of slim, so this time we're going to make it a little bit more of a competition. In order to become a Master Maple Chef, you must tell me one delicious recipe that you would have as your specialty here at the Maple Syrup Shack. Or I guess it's just called the Syrup Shack, so really it could be anything to do with maple syrup. But I need to know your specialty as a chef. What would it be? Give me a little name, a little description, your creative idea over what your masterpiece would be, and then those entries will be eligible to be randomly chosen as having a maple syrup chef. And for everybody else, I hope you would just enjoy, even if you don't end up getting picked, because I use a random generator to make it as fair as possible. Even if you don't end up getting picked, it's going to be really fun to see your guys' pancake and waffle creations and other maple candy creations, things that you might come up with. And I am so sorry. We should not allow dogs to dance on top of pancakes. Oh my gosh. I'm pretty sure we should put in, we should probably have a little dog trainer right over here who can offer up dog treats for my puppies so that they stop dancing in the syrup shack. Oh my goodness, that's very embarrassing. Ash, this is very unhygienic. I'm pretty sure that this would get me reported if our zoo was actually open. So please, no, you're right in the kitchen. Oh my goodness. All right, Ash, you're such a troublemaker. And actually, you guys have been requesting lately that I give them a bath. That's right, guys, a bath. So we might do that soon and see what they happen to be carrying. But anyway, as I am still hungry and want to eat this maple syrup waffle, that's basically how we're going to do it. Check down in the comments below to see my little pinned comment explaining everything again. But if you would like to become the NPC, which means non-playable character, which means you'll be added in just the way... Okay, I've got to eat this maple syrup waffle really quickly. Sorry. I'm so hungry. So hungry. There we go. But if you want to be added into the world to wander around, just like we have all of those zookeepers wandering around, and especially how we have Keeper Adelaide, and you want to sell and prepare the waffles and the pancakes and other maple syrupy delights, then all you need to do is just tell me what your specialty as a chef would be. You need to tell me the color of your skin, eyes, and hair, and maybe any other distinguishing characteristics, but keep in mind you shall be wearing a chef outfit. So I'll make a custom skin for the role, but it will mostly just be changing the skin, hair, and eyes. So just let me know what colors, what kind of long hair, short hair, freckles, no freckles, etc., etc. And then you can become a chef, and we will make sure that you sell your special recipe. And we might even have a little recipe book inside the Maple Syrup Shack so people can read the description of what your delicious food choice is. And for all of you who submit delicious sounding piles of pancake recipes, but don't get picked for the random generator, then know that I will be looking over everybody thumbs up and comment on the recipes where you're like, I would totally eat that in Zoodesia Zoo. That sounds delicious. And I will copy those down to you. And then we will have our maple syrup chef whip up all of those delights. And we'll try to have a recipe book that credits the people who created those delicacies. What do you call it? Delectable delicacies. There we go. I'm trying so hard to use as much alliteration as possible, and I'm just tying my own tongue up. It's kind of hilarious. But there we go. I am so excited. I am so excited. I'm going to like wait about a week-ish to allow enough people to have a chance to possibly think over their culinary delights and become the maple syrup chef. But there are a couple other roles that I would really like to introduce. And actually one of them is one that just kind of popped in my head from Ash and the Lily jumping around and trying to get into the maple syrup shack. But a few of you guys probably know that we have the Two Paw Doggy Daycare and Bakery right up here by the Village of Light. And if you happen to love puppies as much as they do, maybe you have learned from Eric how to make some delicious dog treats. So I think we might have a dog trainer who is visiting the zoo, and you guys can also apply, and you can only pick one NPC to apply for, and make sure you only leave one comment. Like, well, if you can only apply for one NPC, you know what I mean. Basically, here's another NPC to apply for, dog trainer. And the dog trainer shall sell some delights from the Two Paw Doggy Bakery. And you can submit like ideas for what kind of delights themed for either the maple syrup shack or the temperate forest you think dogs might really enjoy if they were able to get food from around here. And you can even pick one type of dog. And this is what's going to make this one so popular. One type of dog who may sit at your feet and wander around here and possibly even dig up some fun stuff. So there's 2 NPCs that you can apply for today. So this is a very exciting day. Keep in mind, it's probably going to be at least a week before you see these NPCs chosen. I am using a random generator so that it is as fair and square as possible. And then the third and final NPC of the day is actually for the Maple Tree Forest. So where we need to be doing our work today. Oh, there he is. I kind of want to name that guy. What should we name him? I kind of want to just let him wander around and have a good time around here. But anyway, since today is the zoo is hiring day, the third and final NPC we will add in is a very important one because it shall be a botanist. So we are going to add in a botany researcher who will wander the maple forest and teach people a little bit about what it means to collect maple syrup and some of the origins of maple syrup and some of the animals, which you guys were really awesome at telling me about, who actually eat maple syrup in the wild. There were so many cool comments about that. Thank you guys so much. Oh, hello, my friend. I feel like I have a new buddy who's gonna follow me around and it's awesome. I like him a lot. What should we call him? We need a name for the peafowl now too. But then the third and final NPC you can apply for is the botanist, and it's going to be our maple forest botanist. And all you have to do for that is the same thing as the others. Leave your description of your appearance for the color of your hair, your skin, and your eyes. And then you will have a zookeeper outfit or a botany outfit. If I make a botany outfit, maybe like the one I'm currently wearing. Ooh, we're starting to think zoo fashion. But then also leave a little fact about maple forest, and it doesn't have to be just maple syrup producing trees, but leave a little fact that you would like to say. And remember, there's going to be random generators used, so only put in as much effort to your application as you feel is fun, because I always feel bad when people leave like really long paragraphs of scientific information, but then the random generator doesn't pick them. If you enjoy doing that and helping to build our curious community full of curious minds, then please feel free to leave lots and lots of maple tree facts and maple syrup facts. But if you're hoping that it'll make me pick you, remember, I don't pick. The random generator picks. It's up to Lady Luck. All right, so phew. My goodness, that was quite a chat. That was a lot to go through, but if you can't tell, I am super excited to have you guys added into our world, just like we used to do. I definitely have to still add in our Patreons. I have to add in so many trees. I have to add in so many of our old NPCs, and it's all going to be happening. But if I sit waiting for my to-do list to be complete, I'm never going to do new stuff either. So we'll just see how this goes. Ooh, there's more maple syrup. And if you have ideas for what you could possibly trade as the botanist here, like maybe trade spruce leaves, because we could use those as decorative pieces, or maybe trade something to do with like the different types of maple, that would be really cool. Keep in mind, the botanist, the botany researcher, which means a plant researcher, will be a zoo employee, and so shall the chef. So maybe the chef needs this maple syrup so that they can make delicious pancakes, and they might give you some zookeeper experience points, or even just straight up money for bringing them the ingredients that they need to make those delicious, delicious meals for all the rest of us to enjoy. All right, so phew. I am so excited. I am so excited. It's just about the only thing I can think about right now is seeing who gets picked and what they're going to say. You can leave a few lines of dialogue, just short little ones. Short sentences work best with our wonderful NPCs. Oh, and by the way, I wanted to run down here and I wanted to say hello really quickly. Dun 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 to Adelaide! Adelaide, hello! Because she was watching. Guys, Adelaide is actually one of our oldest zookeepers here. She is the most experienced, and I should say, like, she is a veteran zookeeper. And not old as in age, but old as in Adelaide is from the old world of ZooCrafting, which is kind of amazing. And she has been a zookeeper we've had wandering around for ages now. And it was really fun to see the actual Adelaide, who was picked to become a zookeeper by the random generator all those years ago, like 3 years ago, comment and say thank you. And that was so cute because we helped her out with taking care of the white-tailed deer, even though she was originally our cougar zookeeper. And I was just so tickled. So Adelaide, hello. I can't wait to add in more of your guys' NPCs and then get to see you kind of interact like that in the comments. It was the best. It was the best. And I think we're going to lose this unexpected peafowl if I'm not careful with him. Yeah, he's getting kind of close to that spot where there's a big ravine. So let's see if I can whip up something to protect him really quickly. I'm going to make a nice little fence really, really fast so that he and my dogs, knowing Ash, don't just tumble straight into that ravine. So let's see if I can just put together some fencing really quickly. And then when we have a little bit of time, I will actually pop in and try to rescue all of those cows and bunnies who have unfortunately plummeted down into the depths of this ravine. And I was really excited to see how many of you guys were totally looking forward to the idea of adding in a subway. And I saw you, Dakota. So, oh man, it's just so much fun. I can't wait to start streaming in ZooCrafting in the future, because it's so much fun to see you guys come back again and again and get to know, like, oh, so-and-so really loves it when we spend time with the ducks, and so-and-so planted this tree ages ago, so let's go look at their tree. Oh my gosh, I need a lot of fencing for this spot. All right, but it'll protect the dogs and it will protect that peafowl. So I'm really looking forward to that, and I'm just so tickled, guys. I think it's going to be awesome. All right, let's make a lot of fencing, actually, because I bet you there's a lot of places we could just put down some emergency fencing like this. There we go. And actually, oh, and I need to make a sign because you guys have actually helped me come up with a couple ideas. Oh, that's a lot of signs. A couple ideas of what we could put around the maple tree forest. So we haven't worked on the maple tree forest today, but that's because the zoo is hiring. I can't always add in lots and lots of NPCs because it takes a lot of extra time. Oh my goodness! No, Mr. Peafowl! Prince of Peafowl, what are you doing? I was trying to rescue you from this fate. Oh, leaves out of my way. I was literally trying to rescue you from this fate and you still managed to like wander straight over there. Maybe it's the trees. Maybe I need to cut down the trees that are nearby, unfortunately. But I guess I have to do that anyway when we start work on our subway. All right, let's get these cleared out of the way. Now we no longer have just a giant hole in the ground that is going to threaten my life. But yeah, there we go, guys. Oh, it's been so long since we've added NPCs in. I will go back to some of the old episodes where we are going, well, where we picked NPCs and possibly add them in there too. Like add in those old ones too. But we'll see how it goes because this has been something I have wanted to start doing again for a long time, and it just occurred to me the other day, well then Seri, why don't you just start it up? Instead of trying to get all the old stuff caught up first, why don't you just go ahead and start because it's so exciting. Alright, that peafowl is really cool, but I will reveal, I guess it's okay to reveal them now, but you guys have inspired me for what we should add into the maple tree forest in terms of animal exhibits. And there's a couple that really stood out to me that I think would be fantastic. One of them would actually be setting up a bird watching station. So maybe having bird watching for nuthatches. So we're going to look into that. I might have to speak with keeper Ethan inside of the Temperate Forest Aviary about how we could possibly find nuthatches nearby. But we're going to set up a bird watching station so people can hopefully see some nuthatches show up, since they and sapsuckers are some of the birds, the temperate forest birds, that will feed off of the maple trees. And then there was one other creature with some really interesting Native American lore that also feeds off of maple trees that you guys suggested, and we happen to have a rescue center for these animals. So I think this tiny little area right over here, kind of in between these two paths, is absolutely perfect to add in a red squirrel. So we're going to be adding in red squirrels right here, just a small little red squirrel exhibit for a rescued red squirrel. I'm sure that the rescue center, our little nut rescue center, where we keep all of the little squirrels that need a little bit of TLC and vet care before we release them back into the wild. I'm sure we could run into some red squirrels who would be very happy to live in our maple forest. So we'll have to consider if we're going to make it like a closed exhibit, or if we might make it so that we just have a little fence and the red squirrel can kind of stick around, because they are very loyal to their trees and their territories, those teensy tiny little guys. And I have some really, really cool pictures of red squirrels that I actually took in person in the UP, the up of Michigan, in May when we went up there for our little trip. So I'll be able to show you guys a real life red squirrel. There's many around where I live here too. But this guy sat right in front of me for like half an hour eating pine cones. So I'll be able to show you some really great pictures that I took of a really beautiful red squirrel. And I promise you, they look very different from the gray squirrels and fox squirrels that you might be used to in the like further southern regions, basically the rest of the United States. So I'm excited about that. There's a really cool story about red squirrels from some of the Native American tribes around here and maple trees that I'll tell you guys in the future too. But phew, I think that's enough for today. Because we have covered a lot. So like I said, guys, you can become our master maple chef, our dog trainer, to help provide some delicious doggy treats. Or possibly you need, do you get it? Possibly as a dog trainer, you might need something from us for your dog that you can pick in order to give us zookeeper experience points. And don't forget, as a botanist, what could I give you as a botanist who researches these maple trees in order to get Zookeeper EXP, and what could I get from you? Those are all really fun ideas and suggestions that you guys can leave. There's another block of gold waiting for me. Thank you. And I guess the last thing is, what the heck should we name this guy? And should I just continue to allow him to basically free range my zoo? Or should I maybe take him over to the Wisteria Cafe? I think he can along really well with the Elven Gardener that we have over there. So, But all right, I am so excited. It'll be a little while, a few days. I'm gonna wait just so that everybody has a fair chance before I run that random generator, and then we will start seeing some new faces popping up all over the zoo. I am so excited. I can't wait, but we have got a maple forest to plant next time. So I will see you guys then. Bye-bye.